Dear students, today we are going to discuss about proportion and its properties. The equality of two ratios is called proportion. If A is to B equals to C is to D, we write A is to B is C is to D and say that A, B, C and D are in proportion or are proportional. Here A and D are called the extreme terms, while B and C are called the mean terms. Thus, if four quantities are in proportion, then product of extremes equals to product of means. The term D is called the fourth proportional to A, B, C. Three or more quantities are said to be in continued proportion when the ratio of the first and the second is equal to ratio of the second and the third and so on. So three quantities A, B, C are in continued proportion if A is to B is B is to C. This implies A by B equals to B by C, and this implies B square equals to AC, and therefore B equals to square root under AC. Here B is called the mean proportional between A and C, and C is called the third proportional to A and B. Four quantities A, B, C, D are in continued proportion if A is to B is B is to C is C is to D. This implies A by B equals to B by C equals to C by D. Now, properties of ratio and proportion. The first property is invertendo property. Here it is, if A is to B equals to C is to D, then B is to A equals to D is to C. Here the terms are inverted. Example, if 1 is to 2 equals to 2 is to 4, then by invertendo 2 is to 1 equals to 4 is to 2. That means the first term becomes the second term. That means you can say antecedent becomes consequent and consequent becomes antecedent. So that is invertendo. Second property is alternando. If A is to B equals to C is to D, then A is to C equals to B is to D. That means the consequent is replaced. Here B is replaced by C. So here B is consequent. It is replaced by antecedent. This is what we call alternando. Example, if 2 is to 5 equals to 4 is to 10, then here consequent is 5. This is changed by the antecedent, and so it becomes 2 is to 4 equals to 5 is to 10. Third is componendo property. if A is to B equals to C is to D, then A plus B is to B equals to C plus D is to D. That means in the antecedent, consequent is added and then the ratio is equal. So your example is if 2 is to 3 equals to 6 is to 9, then in 2 we are adding 3. So it is 2 plus 3 is to 3 equals to 6 plus 9 is to 9. This implies 5 is to 3 equals to 15 is to 9. Fourth is dividendo property. If A is to B equals to C is to D, then A minus B is to B equals to C minus D is to D. That means in the antecedent, consequent is subtracted and then what ratio we get, those are equal. So example, if 7 is to 3 equals to 21 is to 9, then 7 minus 3 is to 3 equals to 21 minus 9 is to 9. This implies 4 is to 3 equals to 12 is to 9. Fifth is componendo and dividendo property. This is the synthesis of, or this is the combination of componendo and dividendo property together. That means in componendo and dividendo, both componendo property and dividendo property are mixed up and then we get. So if A is to B equals to C is to D, then A plus B is to C, A minus B equals to C plus D is to C minus D. That means here A is antecedent and B is consequent. So here in antecedent, consequent is added and again in antecedent, consequent is subtracted. So we get A plus B is to A minus B. And here C is antecedent and D is consequent. So C plus D, that means antecedent plus consequent by antecedent minus consequent. Example is if 7 is to 3 equals to 21 is to 9, then 7 plus 3 is to 7 minus 3 equals to 21 plus 9 is to 21 minus 9. And this implies what we get? 10 by 4 equals to 30 by 12. Both these are equal. Sixth is convertendo. If A is to B equals to C is to D, then A is to A minus B equals to C is to C minus D. That means we find that in the consequent, here in the consequent we get the difference of antecedent and consequent. Antecedent remaining the constant. And so A is to A minus B. Here A is antecedent, it is constant. And here B was consequent. Here in that, what we do, antecedent minus consequent we write. And here C is antecedent, it is constant. And then in the consequent, that means in the place of D, we write the difference of antecedent and consequent. Example, if 11 is to 9 equals to 44 is to 36, then 11 is to 11 minus 9 equals to 44 is to 44 minus 36. Here 11 is antecedent, 9 is consequent. So 11 antecedent is constant and then 11 minus 9, that means antecedent and consequent difference we write. And then we get 11 by 2 equals to 44 by 8. Both these ratios are equal. Now next comes seventh property, equivalent ratio property. In this, if A is to B equals to C is to D equals to E is to F, then here each ratio, that means A by B equals to C by D equals to E by F, is or will be equals to sum of antecedents by sum of consequents. Or you can say that will be also equals to difference of antecedents by difference of consequence. That means A by B is equals to A, yes, plus C plus E by B plus D plus F. Yes, all the antecedents are A, C, D, E are antecedents. Yes, so here each ratio, that means A by B equals to C by D equals to E by F, and that is equals to A plus C plus E by B plus D plus F. And not only this, so this was sum of antecedents by sum of consequence. And if I write difference of antecedents by difference of consequence, then what we will write? A by B equals to C by D equals to E by F, and that is equals to A minus C minus E by B minus D minus F. That is difference of consequence. Example I am taking. If 1 is to 2 equals to 2 is to 4 equals to 4 is to 8, then 1 by 2 equals to 1 plus 2 plus 4 by 2 plus 4 plus 8, that is equals to 7 by 14. And not only this, difference of also we are finding 1 by 2 equals to 2 by 4 equals to 4 by 8, that is equals to 1 minus 2 minus 4 by 2 minus 4 minus 8. That is equals to 1 minus 6 by 2 minus 12, and that is equals to minus 5 by minus 10, that is equals to 1 by 2. So in this way, we are using the properties of proportions and ratios in our mathematics. Thank you. If you like, please share and subscribe.